Oof, man. It's wrong for us to, when you realize something is fundamentally wrong, when something's wrong, they have this, just the fact that people are doing this, what's this right here? He raped 150 young girls. Ron Howard reveals the six most evil actors in Hollywood's golden age. Okay, just by having that trend and people wanting to go, watch it, just by having those kind of thought processes, just by continuing to share that kind of unnecessary dysfunction, okay, is fundamentally wrong. Okay, what's right is knowing, uh, being aware and respecting, what kind of spiders can get you sick, or what kind of snakes can kill you if they bite you. Um, uh, Knowing how to fertilize without getting yourself sick. Knowing how to do things that require healthy function of the ecosystem. And even then, when they talked about what was it I was watching the other day, and they were talking about, when they were doing that thing about who the Sumerians really are, and they had this farming and stuff like that. When we went into organized forms of farming where you could sit there, because you'd watch and see how human beings, when they do the thing about ook and whatever, and they do the thing about the guy wanted to have the girl, and the other guy hurts the other guy and puts him in a cave, and he understands how uh, irrigation works and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure it might have been a little less dramatic than that. You know, understanding you need water to live and survive, and that plants do too. I think that probably would have happened before the one guy wanted to marry the other girl, and ook hits him and he puts him in a cave. When your History Channel goes through these dramatic narratives, and you're like going, I'm pretty sure it was a little bit more commonsensical and intelligent than something that melodramatic, than something that Guiding Light or Young and the Restless or The Days of Our Lives. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm pretty sure human beings before that, with all that complex where Ook's going to marry and they build buildings and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure they figured out the whole thing about needing water and plants needing water too before they erected buildings and started arranging marriages. Yeah. That would just, hey, whoa. I don't think people were as distracted and stupid back then, because we didn't have television and school as they are now, right? I think that's would be considered a pretty safe assessment, right? That there's a lot of bullshit on TV, and most of it is the arrogance and the egotistical reception of playing God in their heads of the assholes at the institutions that say, you need my money in order to procreate, right? That's my food. That's my land. I have a piece of paper that a bunch of assholes signed and agreed to. Wah! Magna Carta, Constitution. Wah! If you don't have God's book, you don't know the truth. Shit. Okay. Like I've explained to my family this week. I've explained that my whole life. Okay. When they told me about the Bible when I was a kid. Okay, it's not God's word. Why? Because God's omniscient, omnipotent. If you take the Bible and put it on a table, and it's in a house, and that house is in a country, and that country's on a planet, and that planet's in a universe, where are you going to keep you? Okay, God's omniscient and omnipotent. Okay, so it's not the word of God. It's words. It's about people that have faith in omnipotent God, and God's not the possessive pronoun or first person be, and can't have an instruction manual that's the only way to God. Okay, I need that book over there that says mass murder people over money in order to have God in my life. Right. And then we vote for president. Right. Then we mass murder over petroleum products. Right. Using petroleum products. Yes, this phone is a petroleum product. It's made out of petroleum. Oh, definite K. There you go. And so when you... Okay. explain things to people and get people to understand things. Okay, that Lou Swimmer's not the Messiah. Okay, Martin Scorsese's not the Messiah. Ridley Scott's not. Okay, Dan Brown's not. Dan Brown's a dumbass. Dan Brown's an asshole. He sells books for entertainment because he needs people stupid in order to be a multimillionaire. And if Ron Howard can't figure that out, then every time you have a movie which requires jobs for money, you're raping 150 young girls in the golden age of acting. In the gilded age of Hollywood. Right? A short prayer to thank God today. 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Jiminy fucking cracker whackers. Okay, it's pretty nice. So I got plenty of time to go out there and do the flowers today and shoot hoops in the barn. I think I'll shoot hoops in the barn first, but I just ate breakfast, so I'm going to probably wait about an hour. I was going to get out there, but it's like, Earl, it's going to be only, oh, okay, it's not going to be very warm today at all. It's only get up to about 84, and that will be much later in the day. It's only just 9 o'clock, so I got plenty of time to exercise and fix the air conditioner and do the flower beds today. So I told them I'm in no hurry, but if I broke her heart, won't you tell her I'm sorry? And for once in my life, I'm alone. I've been isolated, and my precious, beautiful, amazing, beautiful, beautiful, amazing gift of time, because I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. And you're a bunch of selfish, manipulative, fucking murdering cows, okay? I sit back. Time, the gift of grace, the faithless steel. How many times did I say that on the Peckerwoods with the data centers? It's going to use more water than... They don't care about your kids. They're going to put in a data center to remain powerful with technology. Okay, they want to mass murder and get your family to be mass murdered. Now, getting up and trying to mass murder them isn't going to bloody proletariat save you with religion from people that are giving you books for religion. Okay, don't be an asshole. Stand up for the Lord's Prayer. That's the best, it's the onlyest thing that you could do. It's the bestiest thing that you can do for anybody, anywhere, anything, anyhow. No love was shared that compares to when our lives were spared. And you don't need to sell music for money and go on Kimmel Show and put up pictures of Haile Selassie saying Haile Selassie needs more of your money too because he's as dumb as I am. Don't raise your children to be as dumb as people on TV. Do. Ellie Mae's going to sign with the Dodgers. She knocked Leo DeRocher into the pool. Yeah, oh my God, TV is so stupid. And what's more stupid than people... there's nothing more stupid than people on TV than people watching people on TV. He wasn't acting. We don't need any more. Never sing this song. Okay. 12 famous songs with demonic messages Christians sing without knowing, like Bohemian Rhapsody. Well, because they show Freddie Mercury and it has a cartoon of Jesus and in a robe with all this jewels and gold on it. It's like, okay, Jesus, our Lord and Savior, that saves us from idolatry, would he be in a robe encrusted with gold and jewels? When was Jesus ever in a robe encrusted with jewels and gold? Mama! No, Bohemian Rhapsody is a song about a kid who was raised in a violent sex cult that doesn't want to participate in the violent sex cult anymore. And he'd rather be homosexual and die than mass murder to try to rape the other cult off the earth. Okay. Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody is one of the most empathetic, I don't want to kill my brother to try to fuck him out of existence songs in the history of the world. I see a little silhouette of a man, scaraboo, scaraboo, let's do the fandango, thunderbirds and lightning, very, very slightly, Galileo, 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 Figaro, Beelzebub has the devil as for me, for me, for me, yeah, it's a really good tone, yeah. It's Freddie's, answer to all the violent sex cult men in his family that he doesn't want to participate. And he's singing it to mom. Mama, I don't want to die. Sometimes I wish I was never born at all. Carry on, carry on. It doesn't real. I'm sure that's what song they're talking about is Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. 110,000 views 2 weeks ago. Bible Wisdom Spirit. Yeah. Bunch of fucking assholes. Me and the young lady at Walmart. Yeah. I really like Freddie. Yeah. He literally lived up to the song. Yeah. He died from having sex with men because he didn't want to have children, because he didn't want to have a chance of having children that were anything like the men in his family. It's depressing as hell, isn't it? Maybe we should live the Lord's Prayer now and stop having violent sex cult activity. I think Jesus of today would be in a Walmart t-shirt and a Dickies work jacket more than he'd be in a jewel crested golden, oh yeah. Jesus would be shopping at Walmart until you guys end shopping. As opposed to, trending for money on social media, selling products and drugs for people to lie back and enjoy the rape. Yeah, old Freddie Mercury. I like Freddie Mercury. Yeah, I like Under Pressure. Yeah, that's a good one. What other good songs of Freddie Mercury's are there? My Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Yeah, Bicycles. All right. So I'm the sports anthems. We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You. He did that because he's Freddie. But because he's gonna be a rock god, not a rock star. He's funny, but I'm gonna be a rock star. No, a second thought, I'm gonna be a rock god. He's a nut. I would have offended the hell out of Freddie Mercury because he would have been like, "Oh my gosh," and then he would have listened to me speak and then just gone, "Oh my gosh, he's so beautiful. I love him, and it ain't that kind of movie." He goes, "I know, I still love you anyway." Which he'll just say that he'd say the same thing that almost half the kids, just a lot of the kids told me in lockup. I wish you were my dad. Life's eternal and grace is infinite, and I'm the eternal spirit of Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John. I think I already am, son. Wow, you trying to have an intimate moment with homie? I ain't gonna hit you for sock. I love you, okay? If the words I have said for the last 16 years haven't hit you, nothing's gonna hit you. All right. So I'm tired as hell of hell. But I'm not the only one. Suzuki is, Jesus is. No, Earl, you'll get through this. Get over, do that. And, when I was doing my exercises last night, I was like, do you think I'm gonna pass away because I just didn't make it through December because I was so depressed about connecting to the abuse, how it affects Amy's kids, and my connection to my kiddos and my little my Plem and my Snug, especially my Plem. Yeah, she gets real depressed and she gets real. It's sad that people, we're given the gift of life through this temple with the glory of the soul, by the glory of God and not by selfish manipulative cows, but selfish manipulative cows make life so hard. It's just horrible, so sad. Yes, it is. It's very sad. It's so sad. It's not even funny. Courtney and Kim take New York. The bounty man, an Old West bounty hunter, Clint Walker, and his longtime rival compete to catch a killer, dead or alive. I'm wanted. Okay, I was trying to think. It was they had that Living on a Prayer commercial for State Farm. I was like, what other songs did Bon Jovi sing? Wanted, dead or alive, a cowboy. And then what other song? I wasn't, Steve was into Bon Jovi. I wasn't particularly into Bon Jovi. We all know who Earl's favorite rock band was during his college days. It's a band from Seattle called Candlebox. Yeah, I liked Candlebox a lot. Were the Cranberries a rock band? I guess so. I like the Cranberries a lot. Yeah, those was my college days. But the cranberries, I think, were the cranberries before or after the cranberries? I'm trying to think. Um, were the cranberries when I was at Fiesta Mall or Christown? Well, I'm sure both of them are closed down for good. Oh, I saw the video of Fiesta where I used to work at almost everywhere I used to work, and people used to come and see me and hang around and stuff like that. I told you where I did prayers all throughout Sierra Vista. Everywhere I went to go find a bush to pray at and stuff like that, they went and paid Paradise and put up a parking lot. They went and dug up the bush and tore it down, and all the military and the Mormons came up and just, and there was a bush where the Messiah prayed to connect to Muhammad and connect to Jesus, and corporations came and dug it up and paid Paradise, put up a parking lot all over Sierra Vista. Everywhere I prayed prostate and prayed in the arroyos where the bushes were, and everything now has been built up and covered in concrete. Yeah. Now I'm careful not to. Now I do it inside here, and so they'll tear it up and let bushes grow. There you go. I'm a contraire. On freaking Little Big Man, and what was the name of that other movie, the Dreamkeeper? Okay, I'm a contraire. You're funny. I know. I get it. I understand how funny I am. I've been pretty much funny most of my whole life. Yeah. So yeah, pretty good at being funny. Okay. People that are empathetic, thoughtful, and kind and caring often are really good at being funny. People that are obnoxious, they have their moments, but it doesn't. The funny doesn't last. When people can, smile though your heart is breaking, smile that you, that's a little different than making people laugh to try to. Some people, it's one thing to, like me and Brian Hall when we were in the service. If you can make fun of yourself, that's a lot better than using others to make fun of. When my dad's, you can't make fun of me and Ray Bartlett on Senior Fling and stuff like that. If a person has a birth defect or something like that, you can't. Dad's always said that you can't make fun of things that people can't help. And then he used to make fun of redhead kids, but he told me that too. But I'm like, but then he found out later, that you can't make fun of things that people can't help. Okay, but things that people can change, like a bad attitude, selfishness, arrogance, stupidity. If you make fun of the flat earthers of Oregon, New Mexico, right? You make fun of that, and you better fix that. You don't want to be running around as a flat earther when Earl comes along and redeems the Gospels. Okay, got you with your backfield in motion, right? So, Earl, Pearl, won't you be my girl? I was watching the Clampets there. What are you doing? Time is a precious gift from God, so we're not doing time. Our time is being raped by selfish people, okay, that think that it's their God-given right through possessive pronouns, first person of their pathetic little brains to, rape our times. Yes, Mrs. Adams. And so, and you can't participate in their rape, or you become that rapist, and you need to stop that. And it's I've watched Thunder the Barbarian. I've seen all the Thunder Barbarians now. Yeah. Yeah. And that's 20 minutes at a time of my life I'll never get back. Um, uh, it's 20 minutes of people looking for a form of success through entertainment, of expressing artistically something they think is worth selling cereal and GI Joes and slot car tracks and electric football sets. No, they didn't advertise electric football sets very much. Oh, okay. I don't have mine anymore. Mine disappeared. Everything I had in those garages and whatever had a way of, this is Las Cruces. Everything took, all the good Christians of Las Cruces took all my material possessions, took my kids and gave them back to the woman that didn't honor our wedding vows when I honored mine. When Rockefeller knows how to seal people in hell and throw away the fucking key. And then they think, well, if we delete all the surveillance and then kill him and then act like he didn't exist and then delete all his social media, it'll all just wash away. And God's not omniscient and omnipotent. And God is a possessive pronoun in first person, and you're a sick fuck, a little child molesting, mind raping, murdering. I've got more money than you and can manipulate everybody with my technology mind. Yeah. God is an invention for perverts to replace the good person with the pervert and act like the good person never existed. I get it. I get it. This side of Paradise. Star Trek. Stories of the century. What's this idiot talking about? Breaking. Israel under fire amid Trump's ultimatum to Iran. Declared dead by TMZ, Gabriel Iglesias. Okay. A short prayer to thank God. Short prayer for the day. 625,000 views 3 months ago. 625,000 poor souls felt like their precious gift of time had to be spent 3 minutes and 26 seconds being trained how to talk to a possessive pronoun first person and possessive pronoun first person in their head, invented by a corporation that invented money. That's sad. Petticoat Junction. Doctor adopts boy who came to surgery alone, then finds homes for, Guys, just stand up for the Lord's Prayer. And stay the fuck off of the Andy Warhol train, okay? I can't explain this to you enough. There's Warlock after Riding to Town. Anthony Quinn was one of my favorite actors. Now I have trouble just watching movies or TV shows and stuff for 5 minutes or 10. It's kind of amusing. Yvonne DiCarlo is one of my favorites. I have trouble watching the movies because it's so depressing. Because time is a precious gift to live with the ones that love you and the ones you love. And how can we do that when we're pretending to be mass murderers for mass manipulators that will mass murder to manipulate everybody with money and technology if we don't pay attention to their egotistical expression? Warlock, CBS Morning News, Jim, the Bounty Hunter, Louisville, come to El Paso, come see the Holy Land before we blow it up. Thundar the Barbarian, Saved by the Bell, Petticoat Junction, a short prayer to thank God today, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Miko. A native man feels lost when he is released after spending 19 years in jail and finds solace in a new community before what? Okay, when Tyson fought a freak of nature. I remember Frank Bruno, and that's CG. He wasn't that big. Frank Bruno was not that big. That's just people fucking with your head. My wife chose Maui over my heart attack, so I left her with nothing. Well, that sounds wonderful. When I walked out on the streets of Laredo, Leaving town, kissing Colin Deer. Um, uh, and we covered everything on the Indoctrination channel today. There's Grey Owl, New Adventures of He-Man, and that wasn't any good. The old ones were kind of cute, but still dumb. My dad used to call it by the power of Numbskull. He used to always say that when it would come on. I see why. It would come on in the TV, and it'd be on our TV. And it was 1983, so I was 17. So it was pretty numbskully-ish. Yeah, he's right. It was just stuff that was on after school, and you'd have the TV on. And you only had like 3 to 5 channels back then, so by the power of Numbskull, yeah, there you go. There is no power of Numbskull. No. God is glory in the power. Anytime you're given life to speak and you use it to go after money because you're the Numbskull, it's not the power of Numbskull. It's the power of God that you're talking. You're just being an abomination to the power and the glory because you think you need money to sexually procreate because the devil's in the details, right? Okay, guys. Alrighty then. Trapping the soul in the mind there. Trapping the soul in the mind. And be gored, there's a pot of gold at the end of me rainbow. I'm the leprechaun. You're funny. I know. I am funny. Yeah. Is it sad? Once we're living the Lord's Prayer, it won't be sad anymore. We'll just look back and go, oh, God, that was horrible what we did to children. I know. You should stop using them in advertising. Get to Jupiter to get more stupider. You ain't going to get no candy bars on Mars. Matt Damon explained it as that. You got to figure it out. He works for NASA, or he thinks he works for NASA. How can you work on going somewhere where you can't live while you're destroying where you can live? Oh, that's pretty stupid. I know. Ground control to Major Tom.